Hey, good day, folks. Welcome back to Max Nape Horsemanship. And yeah, again, I'm going to talk. You're not going to see me doing much with the horses. Although there's lots here, and I probably will play with one or maybe two in a minute. But first, I want to talk to you about some stuff. And these are all topics that I have actually covered before in various videos. Well, quite a few of them. And well, if you're watching this one, take the time to go back and watch some of my other ones, because I got over 500, something like 550 videos on YouTube. I've done over 700. No, I think it's 525 on YouTube. Well, I've done over 750. Just look at the number at the beginning of this one. It tells you how many I've done. And I've talked about most of the stuff in various videos. Don't ask me which ones, because my memory's not that good, and that's a lot of videos to go through to find them. I don't have time for that. But I am going to talk about some things that I keep hearing the same things over and over. And even recently I did a video talking about how doing groundwork is very important for what you get in the saddle. But it goes a little further than that. And I'm going to talk about a couple of things. One is, you can make a great horse out of just about any horse. Yes, personality and disposition of the horse is going to make a difference one way or the other. It's going to help, guaranteed. But that's not the be-all, end-all. If you put in enough time and effort, you can make a great horse out of just about any horse. So, you know, when somebody says to you, oh, you just got lucky, you got a good horse, or they say it to somebody else, or I've had it said to me, you know, that's not necessarily the case. The handler and the trainer got an awful lot to do with how that horse is behaving and how it's turned out. Don't just say, yeah, it's a good horse. No. Not just a good horse. There's a lot more to it than that. The horse is only part of the equation. And I want to talk to you about a couple of things. And one is the time and effort you put in at home. And a lot of people have got this notion that you go to competitions to get better. And you keep going to competitions, and each one you're going to get a little better. Well, you might get a little better, but that's not the right way of doing it. That's stressful for both you and the horse. So here's what you do. And I've heard this said before a few times, is you win your rosettes at home. You just go to the competition to collect them. And there's a lot of truth to that. And it doesn't make sense to some, but if you think about it long enough, it does. Because if you put in all the time and effort at home, working with your horse, getting really good at everything, then when you go to the competitions, you're basically just going to collect that first place prize. And you're going to mop up nobody else stands a chance, because a lot of them they're going to have the same notion that you just keep going to competitions to get better. No, you get better at home. You go to the competitions to win. Well, that makes sense to me. Maybe not to all of you. Okay, so moving on, I want to talk about what's really important, and something I keep hearing a lot of, is basics and how you can improve yourself. And both those things are very, very important. Improving yourself and improving your basics and doing lots of basics, and, well, they kind of go together, because the more you improve yourself, whether it's improving your timing, getting softer with your hands, learning new techniques, or just learning how to improve the techniques you got, constantly improving yourself. There's things you can always be doing to improve yourself. And by improving yourself, you can improve the basics you do with the horse. And if you talk to anybody, and I've seen this in writing, and I've heard it in videos and everything else, everything from Olympic medalists to boxers to you name it, basics win. And when you get really good at something and you want to get better, you go back to the basics to improve. That's what these people do, every one of them. And that's what you need to do too. If you want to get better with your horse, go back to the basics. Improve all of your basics, every single one of them. Not just the ones that you think, well, okay, this is easy to do today, or maybe I could improve a little on this, or no, do them all, every one of them, and see just how good you can get. Improve your timing, improve your softness, improve your clarity, whatever, improve whatever you can. And I said before in videos that, horse training is as much about self-improvement as it is about training horses, and that is absolutely true. And basics and self-improvement go together, because every time you improve yourself, you're going to improve your basics, and in turn, you're going to improve the horse. and eventually you're going to create this marvelous horse. And when you go to the competition, you're going to win. You're going to be a winner. And even if you don't compete, if you just like to trail ride or whatever, you're going to have a rock solid horse that you can do whatever you want with. And if you're thorough enough, and I'm speaking from experience here, I had one recently that I got that was completely untrained and, well, pretty much unhandled too, I think. Although they claimed he was halter broke, I think that meant they got a halter on him once. Very, very unhandled, completely untrained. And by the time I was done with him and got on him and started riding, I had to remind myself I was on a green horse, because it was like riding an old been there, done it. And when I sold him, he went on to a home where they had novice and beginner riders. Not something I would normally recommend for a green horse, but it's what he was born for. And because I was thorough enough with the basics and did everything as good as I could, he turned out really, really good. So work on your basics, whether it's catching, leading, haltering, asking for forward, yields, back up, whatever, all of that stuff, everything. All your basics make a difference, and the more you go over them, the better the horse is going to get when you're in the saddle. And the better everything is going to improve. And, well, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So you're improving yourself at the same time. And you can also read articles, watch videos, and go to clinics, whatever you want to do, to constantly improve yourself. So improve yourself. Always strive to improve, because, man, you can't do algebra if you haven't got basic math mastered. I've said that before. And that's where people really struggle, is because, well, whether they're trying to teach the horse algebra when it can't even count, or whether they're trying to do algebra when they haven't got the basic math mastered, either one can lead to disaster and frustration. So work on both of them, basics and self-improvement. Those are two key things that go together. You got to get them. Absolutely. You know, I could be more specific on things you need to work on, but if you don't have those two things, none of the rest matters, because you got to be willing to do all of the basics and improve yourself. Have a good day and do your basics. Bye now.